I'm glad you said that. The emotions, mental, the mental game is not a foreign term, but I rarely hear people talk about emotional intelligence and the emotional intelligence of a great baseball player. Uh, that's something I work on through my training as I'm teaching a player. I'm hoping to develop their emotional intelligence, their ability to, instead of getting washed away whenever the pressure of the moment fills them with doubts, for them to be able to objectify those doubts and then take a deep breath. All right, let's do it. To be able, because without the self-awareness to realize where you're at, you're just a victim to, how you feel. But once you stop, and I know this from my experience, years and years and years of being uh uh like, this is my potential, I performed here, and I never realized this gap was so it wasn't real. This gap wasn't real. I perceived this gap because I was so consumed with my failure, but in reality, whenever I realized the failure was teaching me, or it could teach me, if I just let my ego go. Like, I don't need to be perceived as this guy that gets it. I need to use these failures, pay attention to these failures. Once I did that, then the gap between where I was and where I could be was non-existent. And that's what I try and work with players. So let's say we're blocking and the ball kicks off of them. They immediately hang their head and they go to the back of the line. Like, they're never getting away with that with me. You are coming back up. You got to do this again. You have to. I'll hold up the bucket. Look, we got 60 baseballs. If all we do the rest of the day is help you figure this out, it's a good day. We're not done. Shoot another one, kicks off of them. Shoot another one, kicks off of them. Until they go, all right, it's kicking off of me because. And then once they've addressed it and they make an adjustment, then we can move on. But a lot of guys, I'll watch a practice, and like, a coach will have, 30 guys. They don't really have time to hone in on one guy. That's why I love to do small groups. But they'll boot the ground ball, and then it's, come on, figure it out. They're done. And then that's it. When in reality, how helpful would it be to address it right there? Why did you just mess that up? Let's get it right. So I incorporate the emotional intelligence aspect into my training by not ever letting a player take their failure and not build on it right there. We have to. If you just failed, we have to know why, and we have to stay here, because the failure hits and players naturally, like, this is just a human instinct, like, I got to get away. I got to go somewhere. I got to avoid this thing that is embarrassing me, that is making me look bad in front of the tribe, the human aspect. No, no, no. Stay here. Stay here. And I'm right here with you as the teacher. I'm right here with you. Like, let's talk through this. So that's how I incorporate the emotional intelligence into my training, which is what as you can probably tell, like, this is what I'm passionate about.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think everybody is uniquely capable to serve in the place that they struggled the most. And I'm speaking as someone who struggled terribly, terribly. I think, like, my career was something like a science experiment. Like, you keep all the variables the same and you're looking for an outlier. And so my career was like average, 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 average. All of a sudden I'm performing at an incredible level, back down, average, average, average. And I could go back and look at that time when I played well and I was performing to my capabilities, and other times in my life when I was fulfilled and really happy with what I was doing. Like, there were certain habits that I had, and, like, in this science experiment, I didn't have those habits. I didn't have those habits. I had some faith and tried these different habits, these different approaches, and the the success was undeniable. And then I let go of those habits, those approaches, and then it's back down to this mediocrity. So I feel like I'm equipped to serve players who are capable of this, performing here, and feel like this is like a chasm. It's really not. It's just one or two small changes in their approach. It could be that simple, and I that's what I do.